Hello and welcome. What did not fit into the Technical Museum in Sinsheim was placed here. Both museums are related. This one was founded in 1991 as a branch of the Sinsheim Museum because it was running out of space for exhibits. The weather was really awful. The advantage of it was the fact that the museum was not crowded at all, and we could take our time for everything. The heavy rainfall with snow posed a big problem for filming in the outdoor exhibition. The footage from there will therefore be very limited. Through the rain you can enjoy the view of the Romanesque Cathedral of the Holy Mary and the Saint Stephen, where the Czech king Jan of Luxembourg married Eliška of Přemyslit on the 1st of September 1310. There is a collection of Mercedes cars. This is the Mercedes-Benz Knight from 1919 with the 4-cylinder engine, 4 liters and 50 horsepower. The nickname is because of the special sleeve valve engine with slide valves moving between the cylinders and pistons. Its inventor was Charles Knight. Here is the Mercedes-Benz 630 compressor from 1928. It has 6 cylinders with 6.2 liters and 140 horsepower. This is the variant with the body made by Park-Watt in London. This is the Mercedes-Benz 500K from 1936. It has an 8-cylinder with a supercharger with 5 liters and 160 horsepower. It has the body by Erdmann and Rossi and was made according to the car of the former king of Iraq. Another Mercedes-Benz 230 Cabriolet A from 1939 with 6 cylinders, 2.2 liters and 55 horsepower. Moving on, there is a loud red Mercedes-Benz Limousine 300D from 1958. It has 6 cylinders, 3 liters and 160 horsepower. It was the official car of the commander of the fire brigade in Boghorn in Bavaria. In white color there is the 300 SL Roadster from 1962. Its 6-cylinder has 3 liters and 215 horsepower. Here is the luxurious Maybach Zeppelin from 1930 with a 12-cylinder, 7 liters and 150 horsepower. In the middle there is the Sunbeam from 1927. It has a 6-cylinder with 2.9 liters and 95 horsepower. The white one on the left is the Aston Martin DBS Vantage from 1969. Its 6-cylinder has 4 liters and 332 horsepower. On the right there is the Austin Healey Sprite from 1960. It is a 4-cylinder with 0.948 liters and 44 horsepower. Here is the Austin Healey MK3 from 1964. It has 6 cylinders, 2.9 liters and 150 horsepower. We will have a look at the cars made by Rolls-Royce. This is the Phantom 1 from 1926. It has a 6-cylinder with 7.7 liters and 108 horsepower. Next to it there is another Phantom 1 from 1929, made in Springfield in the United States. 1 year younger is this 20/25 with a 6-cylinder with 3.7 liters. This is the Phantom 3 from 1936 with a V12 with 7.3 liters. Here is the Bentley with the bodywork made by Van den Plas from 1927 with a 4-cylinder, 4.4 liters and 100 horsepower. A silver Porsche 356C from 1964. It has 1.6 liters and 75 horsepower. This is the Borgward Isabella Coupe from 1958. Its 4-cylinder has 1.5 liters and 75 horsepower. The Jaguar SS from 1937. It has a straight 6 with 2.7 liters and 104 horsepower. Here is the XK 140 from 1955. It has a 6-cylinder too, 3.4 liters, 192 horsepower. And from the 60s, there is the beautiful Jaguar E-Type Coupe with the 6-cylinder inline engine, 4.2 liters and 265 horsepower. The Volkswagen Beetle cannot be missing. This is the Type 1200 from 1963 with 1.2 liters and 34 horsepower. Now we can have a look at the Volkswagen Karmann Ghia from 1962. It has a flat 4-cylinder with 1.2 liters and 34 horsepower. It was nicknamed Beetle in a tailcoat because it is an elegant bodywork on a Beetle chassis. The Kübelwagen, bucket car, from 1943 with 1.1 liter and 25 horsepower is here as well. It was designed by Ferdinand Porsche. And the amphibious version Schwimmwagen from 1942 with the same engine. We will have a short look at some more military machines. This is the GMC from 1942, American off-road vehicle with 6 cylinders and 4.4 liters. About 700,000 units were built. Then the Flag Searchlight from 1942 and the GMC 353, an amphibious car from 1942 with a 6-cylinder, 4.4 liters and 104 horsepower. The small BMW 309 from 1934 has 4 cylinders inline, 0.845 liters and 22 horsepower. This is the highly regarded BMW 503 Cabrio from 1957. It is regarded because of its beauty. It has an 8-cylinder with 3.2 liters and 150 horsepower. The Fiat 124 Sport Coupe from the end of the 60s is here as well. His 4-cylinder has 1.4 liters and 90 horsepower. This is the Opel Olympia from 1936. It has a 4-cylinder with 1.3 liters and 26 horsepower. This car is a milestone in the history of car construction. It was the first model with a self-supporting body made of molded pressed steel. From the American classics, they have here the Cadillac Convertible Coupe Series 62 from 1953 with an 8-cylinder, 5.4 liters and 210 horsepower. The Chevrolet Corvette Cabriolet Model C1 from 1962 with 8 cylinders, 5.4 liters and 300 horsepower. At the collection of Ford's Capri we spent more time because this car appeared in the British series The Professionals, which our cameraman is a fan of. He is the most delighted when body beats somebody up. This is the Capri 3 Special from 1979 with a 6-cylinder, 3 liters and 145 horsepower. Only 250 units were built. We will have a look at 2 more. The grey one is the Capri 3 2.3S from 1984 with 2.3 liters and 114 horsepower. The wine-colored one is the Capri 2.8i from 1983 with 2.8 liters and 660 horsepower. Now we can see an old truck Gaggenau from 1909. At the beginning they cooperated with the Benz company and later they became a part of it. Photon Aumann ETX from 2006 is the product of the biggest Chinese producer of utility vehicles. The racing truck Mercedes-Benz SK 1834 has a 6-cylinder with 2 turbos and with 12 liters and 1200 horsepower. Another racing truck MAN TR 1400 from 2001 with 12 liters and 1500 horsepower. And this is the famous advertising MediaMarkt truck, work of the top designer Luigi Colani, which was cruising Germany from 2013 until 2019. And now the hearse Nissan President from the 80s. It has a V8 with 4.4 liters and 200 horsepower. The superstructure is from gold-plated wood. They have two dragsters here as well. The first one has 10,000 horsepower. The second one is from 1982. And now, motorcycles. They have the Mars 820 from 1921 with a sidecar here. It has a two-cylinder boxer with 0.952 liters and 12 horsepower. This is the Victoria KR6 from 1927. It has a two-cylinder boxer engine with 0.596 liters and 18 horsepower. Here is a collection of products from the Heinkel. The first one is the Pearl from 1954 with 0.049 liters and 1.5 horsepower. Then we have here two representatives of the type Tourist 103, A1 from 1958 and A2 from 1961 with 0.174 liters and 9.2 horsepower. They have got more of them, but they are similar. We will have a look at the Heinkel Cabine from 1963 with 0.2 liters and 10 horsepower. A collection of motorbikes, Munch, introduces us to the work of Friedel Munch, who, as the first at the end of the 60s, started to place four-cylinder engines from cars into motorbikes. Each motorbike was tailored according to the wishes of the customer. There are 26 of them. We will have a closer look at the Climber Munch 1200 TTS from 1967 with 1.2 liters and 75 horsepower. The model 1200 TTS from 1974 has 1.2 liters and 88 horsepower. Here is a self-built trike made by parts of the Munch motorcycles. It has 1.2 liters and 88 horsepower. They have got lots of other motorbikes here. I had a look at them with zest. We will not manage to see all of them, of course, which I am really sorry for. We will only look at some of them. They have a line of Japanese machines here. This is the Honda CX500 Turbo from 1981 with a two-cylinder 0.493 liters and 82 horsepower. It was the first production motorbike with an exhaust turbocharger. Behind it there is the Honda CBX 1000 from 1984 with a six-cylinder, 1 liter and 100 horsepower. And further back there are two orange Italian two-cylinders Laverda with 0.75 liters. Model 750 SFC from 1972 with 70 horsepower and model SFC C from 1975 with 75 horsepower. Here is the collection of Kawasaki. The model Z1000 Fi from 1980 with 4 cylinders, 1 liter and 97 horsepower. Then the model Z1300 made from 1978 until 1989 with a 6-cylinder, 1.3 liters and 99 horsepower. And in the back, orange, is the GPZ 900 from 1985. It has 4 cylinders with 0.9 liters and 115 horsepower. It was the first model with the designation Ninja. There are many more, but we will skip them. There are Ducati motorbikes as well. For example, the 888 Strada from 1993 with V2, 0.888 liters and 98 horsepower. Here we can see the legendary racing motorbike Norton Manx M30 from 1955 with 1 cylinder, 0.5 liters and 63 horsepower. This is the NSU Delphin 3 from 1956. It has a 2-cylinder with a supercharger, 0.498 liters and 110 horsepower. It reached the speed of 339 km per hour. The iconic Kettenrad, the tracked motorcycle from 1942, is here as well. It was a towing vehicle utilizing motorcycle parts. More time we will not dedicate to the motorbikes, because we focus on sports cars within the machinery. Now the airplanes. The famous Messerschmitt Bf 109. This is the type G4 from 1942. This is the Dassault Braquet Dornier Alpha Jet. It was a French-German project made in the second half of the 70s and in the first half of the 80s. The Havilland Vampire from 1951 was one of the first jet airplanes in the world. Dassault Mirage 3E is hanging here, made from the end of the 50s. Mirage means phantom. The Saab Draken J35 from the 80s. This is the famous Czech airplane Let Z-37 Čmelák, in English Bumblebee. This multi-purpose aircraft was built in Czechoslovakia from the 60s till the 80s. PZL 106 Kruk is the Polish agricultural aircraft made from the 70s until the 90s. Here is the famous Junkers Ju-55. It has 3 9-cylinder engines. This is the Pfalz D3 from 1917. This is the propulsion RB211 from Rolls-Royce for Lockheed L1011. It weighs around 5 tons. Aérospatiale Alouette 2 is a French multipurpose helicopter made from the 50s until the 70s. This is the Soviet helicopter Mil Mi-2 made from 1965 until 1986. Boeing 747 from the Lufthansa is accessible to the visitors, including the cargo space. The Antonov AN-22 is the largest production aircraft with propeller turbines. It is 58 meters long and the wingspan is 64 meters. The top speed was 600 kilometers per hour. It is capable of carrying 100 tons. In pink grey there is the MiG-21 from 1980. The top speed was 2.1 Mach. The blue one is the McDonnell F4 from the 60s. The top speed was 2,400 kilometers per hour. This military helicopter is the Mil Mi-24 from 1988. The rotor diameter is 17 meters. The top speed is 330 kilometers per hour. This helicopter is the Mil Mi-14 from 1980. The rotor diameter is 21.3 meters. Top speed is 230 kilometers per hour. There are lots of other aircrafts, but we will go on. A racing boat Wildcat from 1923. It has a 12-cylinder with 27 liters and 650 horsepower. A rescue ship John T. Esberger from 1975. The top speed was 26 knots, approximately 48 kilometers per hour. It is equipped with a small rescue ship, an onboard hospital, a water cannon, a bilge pump and other rescue devices. A 2-seat submarine type 127 Seehund, in English Seal, from the end of the Second World War, and even smaller submarine Biber, in English Beaver, from the end of the war too. And now into the space. The exhibition Apollo and Beyond, which introduces the development of spaceflights from the 60s till now. There are spacesuits, space nutrition, toilets for the zero gravity, original documents, models, etc. Here is a replica of the lunar module Eagle from the mission Apollo 11, during which people set foot for the first time on the moon on the 20th of July 1969. Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin. Now we can have a look at the lunar rock number 15499.67. It weighs 177.258 grams and it is a fragment of a bigger sample. It was taken by astronauts David Scott and Jim Irwin on the 1st of August 1971 during the mission Apollo 15. The Buran project, in English Blizzard project, was started in the Soviet Union in the early 70s. This exhibit is from 1984. It was the first space shuttle in the world which landed without any pilot activity. The Space Lab is a European science lab which was made in the 70s. It flew in the space shuttles on 17 missions in the years 1983 to 1998. In 24-hour operations, the astronauts carried out scientific work. There were 2 German missions as well, D1 and D2. The Columbus is the European Science Lab for long-term research which was built for the ISS. It was installed in February 2008. Here are the exhibits of the Soviet spaceships Soyuz. This program started already in 1962. The spaceship Soyuz consists of 3 parts: orbital module, landing module and service module. This is the original landing module from the mission TM-19. This is the Soviet service module Zvezda. There are lots of information boards, display cases, models. One can spend hours here. Taking into consideration the fact that we are interested mainly in cars, we limited the exhibit seeing of substantial part of the displayed technology. They have got here a few steam engines, an exhibition of firefighting machines. It is the largest collection in Europe. Steamrollers, a Formula One as well. This is the McLaren Peugeot from 1994. It has a V10 with 3 liters and 700 horsepower. A collection of old cameras, a shoemaker's shop, an exhibition of fashion and lifestyle, even an organ, merry-go-round. There is something even for the connoisseurs of agriculture: cutting machine, thresher, sorting machine, turning machine, and so on. Well, the issues of milking are not exactly in the spotlight of our channel. They have models here as well: railways, a nuclear power plant in Philipsburg. In closing, we will look at the submarine, which you can see behind the rescue ship. And behind it there is the houseboat Sean O'Kelly, which the music group Kelly Family lived in. A submarine of the German Navy U-9. It is 46 meters long and weighs 466 tons. It was built in Howaldtswerke in Kiel.
Tady pozapínám a můžeme vyplout.
From the 9th of April 1967, it served until 1993. The crew consisted of 22 men. Again, we have the opportunity to enjoy the German humor. A sailor on the toilet. With a view of the shipping in the torrent of water, we say goodbye from an almost deserted museum. See you next time.